Thanks, Zoom. Welcome everybody, and happy Saturday. Oh, good morning. We are so excited for this call, the do's and the don'ts. I think Lisa and I can both agree that we have made mistakes along the way. And so, what better way to shorten your learning curve than to learn from our mistakes? Am I right? Success leaves clues, and that is something that I was taught in the very beginning. Follow the people who are doing the things and doing them right, and don't take advice from those who have never built a network marketing business, right? Like if your Uncle Joe living in the basement is like, that doesn't work, nobody makes money at those things, maybe don't listen to that person. Listen to the people who are crushing it, making money, and know what they're talking about, right? So for those who don't know me, my name is Gloria McLean. I've been on this journey for 5 years now. It has been the best journey ever. And the lovely Lisa Blackstock, who I'm going to pass it over to, is the girl who signed me up. She was so patient with me, you guys. I was so stubborn in the beginning. It took me 7 months. So just know that the people who say no to you are not a no forever. I am living proof of that. I said I would never do this business. I said I wasn't even interested in the products. And here I am 5 years later on a Zoom call on my Saturday morning. I can't think of a better way to spend my Saturday than with all of you. So the no's do not mean no forever. Keep being patient, keep loving people. I'm going to pass it over to the beautiful Lisa. And I'm so excited for this call, you guys. It's going to be fire.
Hi, good morning, everybody. I am so excited to be here too. So when we were coming up with this topic, I just was like, let's just fire it at them, because sometimes you have so much to say that it's just like, how do you incorporate that all into one call? And so I think it's like do and don't. It's just like, let's get to the meat of the the topic here. So I've been with Youngliving for 7 years, and I have done so many things wrong. I honestly had nobody showing me the way when I first started. So I crashed into every single wall. If you have an upline, downline, and you have these calls to plug into, there's no reason why you have to make the same mistakes that we made. So that's what we want to do, is just shave off those years and all of those roadblocks and all that stuff. So being coachable is a real thing. So follow along here. We're going to just fire hose this at you. Okay. So the first ones we have is do start before you're ready, and don't be a perfectionist. So I love that people are taking notes. So start before you're ready. So for me, I literally had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was these oils worked and I was feeling amazing. So I grabbed that starter kit and I said, like, I need to invite some people over to take a look at this. No one told us to do that. We just were like, we need to tell all our friends, let's get them together in our living room. And we just opened up the starter kit and started passing them around and talking about them. And that's what we still do to this day. So that is so simple. It works. Do not wait until you know everything. I know there's a lot of people around us. We have amazing leaders on this team, and it feels sometimes like you have to be like that person in order to get talking, in order to get started. Don't do that. Just put your blinders on. You know more than the next person beside you, because you've already used lemon, you've already used lavender, you know what to do with these things. That's all you need to know. And then start talking to them, start inviting your people over. So being a perfectionist will absolutely stop you from having any success. Do not be a perfectionist, okay? I know it's really easy to kind of get into that mindset of, oh, I can't post that, or I can't do this, or but that is going to stop you from doing so many things. That hesitation is going to create so much more doubt in you. Just get started and you'll get better every day by taking that action. So do not be a perfectionist. Yeah. And I tell you, the more days off you take, the more hesitation you're going to have. So just jump all in and figure it out. Okay, I'm going to pass back though.
Yes to all of that. If I would have waited until I was ready, I would still be waiting. You're never going to be ready. Ready is a lie. You learn as you go. And perfectionism is actually just procrastination in disguise. Okay. So there's no such thing as perfectionism. Nobody relates to that. Nobody is going to connect to that anyway. Like, do you connect with somebody who's just perfect all the time? I don't, right? We mess up sometimes. That's okay. Okay. So do make a list of people that you know and that you want to have on your team. Okay, so do make a list and add to it. And remember that building a clientele in any business takes time. So have patience. Don't ask 3 of your friends if they want to do this with you. They say no, and you say, okay, network marketing doesn't work. I give up. Okay. The closest people that I had before Youngliving are still not on my team. Okay. So if you are just like leaving your success up to just like your close knit little circle, you're not looking at this from like a professional standpoint. Okay. Does that make sense? So do make a list. Professionals are always adding to their list of people. When they meet that new hairdresser, when they talk to that barista, when they meet someone online, they are adding to the list each time. And that doesn't mean you're like messaging all those people right away, but it just keeps your brain knowing that, hey, I do know a lot of people actually. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to pass it back to Lisa.
Okay, on that note, I would say also for me, none of my closest people were on my team at least for 2 years. So they wanted to watch me and they felt a lot of pressure because they had that really close proximity of relationship. So they felt so much pressure. And so it's best if you just let those people just watch you and they naturally will come and ask you questions because you aren't pushing it in their face. So it's a bit of a dance. You need to play the game and just let them feel it out themselves without you just shoving it all in their face because they're expecting. That's what most network marketing companies do. They attack all their friends and family. We're not like that. Okay. So if they bring up a valid reason, obviously you're going to be like, hey, you should maybe try this oil. But other than that, let it be. Okay, next we have do build authentic connections and help people with their goals and don't make it all about you. Okay, so I think there's a bit of a tweak in mindset with this one because we're so excited and we want to get our oils paid for free. We have these goals for ourselves, but we need to take that out of the equation and think about the other person. Like, how are they suffering? What can we help with? How is Youngliving going to benefit their life? And if we're always thinking in that way, then we're going to come across in an authentic way. So it's always about them and helping them with their health goals, helping them with their financial goals, whatever it might be. It's about them, not us. So if we're always talking about us and how this oil helped us and how this did this, and it's too much about you, and you're literally not going to have an audience of people listening because they're like, oh gosh, like this is too much about her. How is it going to help them? And then you will start winning. Then you will start seeing the people coming to you. Yeah, and just like always following up and connecting with those people so that you can reach them, right? Following up is a huge part of that, and making those authentic connections. Glo, do you have more to add to that?
I just love all of that. You just nailed it. And the term that makes it the simplest to remember is be more interested than interesting. As soon as you make it not about you and you put value on how can I serve other people and be interested in their needs, their goals, their wants, I promise you, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get what you want. It's just a natural thing that happens when we give, we receive. So the quicker you put the focus on other people, the quicker you're going to get to your goals. Okay. Does that make sense? I see people writing notes and that just makes my heart so happy. Okay. Do make it look like everyone can do it. Don't be the freaking expert. Okay. This is like why I believe I built a team to platinum so fast is because I didn't know what I was doing. I was not the expert at all. I happily admitted I didn't know what I was doing. And I would point people to the resources. Okay. So I didn't sit up in front of a class like, these are the sesquiterpenes and this is everything that's in this bottle. And I'm an expert on essential oils because that, yes, will sell kits, but nobody is going to duplicate that because they can never do what you do. It's going to take them forever to turn around and want to share. When you get up there and you're not the expert and you're just like, here's where I got the info from, like, check this app out. People are like, oh, she just read from an app. I can turn around and share this with 3 of my friends with or without her or him. Which, you know what I mean? This is not a business of what works. It's a business of what duplicates. What do we want duplicating? So when you're the expert, you stop a lot of people from sharing. Okay. And like, I remember Lisa telling me one time, I won't name names, but she watched somebody who was like almost a diamond leader get up and do this presentation. And this girl fumbled over her words. She was nervous. She didn't really like rock her presentation, which she admitted. And Lisa was like, this girl's almost a diamond. Oh, if she can do this, I can do this, because Lisa was shy. And so she felt she could do it too. When we get up and we're just like perfect with everything and our words, and people think that they have to be something else to start, right? So we want to make this look like anyone can do it. We want the most shy person in the room to say, if she can do this, I can do this. And we want the most confident person in the room to say, I can do this way better than her. Yes, please. Come and do it better than me on my team. That's amazing, right? So don't be the expert. Do make it look like everyone can do it. Do you have anything to add to that, Lisa?
I do. I'm gonna say, do not like talk about literally every product we have in your classes. Just talk about the core main things in the first 3 months that you want them to order, right? Oils, thieves, and then Ningxia and supplements, like a couple of your favorite supplements. And so that's keeping it super simple, super easy for anyone to duplicate, keeping your classes short enough that people aren't getting bored and wanting to like never come again. You want them to come and have fun. So if it's easy and duplicable, then people are going to be like, hey, I could totally do this in my own living room. That was so simple. If they're 3 hours long and they feel like they need to know everything in the desk reference, you've lost them and you've lost duplication. So again, just keeping it really simple so that anyone can do it. I don't know about you guys, but life is crazy right now. So this is especially important. We don't want to overwhelm anybody. Life is overwhelming as it is. And when you have, like 3 kids or like all these things going on in your life, you just this needs to be the simple thing in life. Okay. So that's that. Okay. Do be consistent and don't show up like once a week or once a month. Okay, so this is obviously goes without saying, but you are going to gain so much trust from your audience when you show up every day. Even if that's just like a post or you're showing up and you're commenting and you're doing the things, right? Showing up every day is so important to build that trust with your audience and the people that are watching you. And they may not even be commenting or liking things, but they are watching you. Okay. They're watching your stories and they're watching your posts and they're watching you show up or not show up. So we would not open up a restaurant and just open it one day a week or one day a month, right? We are there and we need them to know that they can count on us and that this isn't a fly by night thing. We're not just like jumping on some bandwagon. We are here for all the good reasons because we care about people, because we care about health, and that we are just like passionate. And you can't show passion if you're showing up once a month. Okay. So consistency has got to be like, it's number one, 100% number one. That is definitely one thing that I definitely owned, especially when I first started out. I was hungry and I wanted to quit my job. I wanted my products paid for. So I was like, do I have to show up only once a day? Can I like post 3 times a day? Anyways, yes. Okay, back at you, Glow.
I love it. Me too. People are like, oh, do you have to schedule your work? I'm like, no, I have to schedule my downtime because I love working. I'm obsessed with building something. Like, I just love the purpose and driven behind it. So yes, if you go work out at the gym once a month, are you going to have abs? No, it's something that you have to work on every day. I do not have abs. I don't want abs, but I'm just saying, like, if you eat broccoli once, you're not healthy. You have to eat healthy consistently. Everything comes down to consistency, right? So I love the restaurant analogy. If you opened one day a month, you would shut your business down and like right quick, right? Because you would not be making the income to keep it afloat. So I love that. This is something that we kind of touched on, but I think it's really important because I know a lot of people when they run out of like their close people, then they're like, okay, now it's not going to work for me. This is a true story. I went to Lisa after I hit silver and I said, well, I guess this is where I'm just going to be forever now because I don't have anyone else to talk to. And she looked at me and went, ew, what a limiting belief. Exactly like that. And I went, oh, yeah, I guess that is. I've met so many more people and we've grown so much since then. So if that's something that you're struggling with, let me just be a light for you that that is a limiting belief. And in the words of Lisa, ew. Okay, so do not, or sorry, do treat this like a business and advertise on your social media and to new people, right, about these products and this business. Do not expect friends and family to be the ones that are going to grow your business. Okay. I think that's, and Lisa touched on this at the beginning. This is where people get the vibes from network marketing, is because like someone starts and then they're like harassing everyone they know all the time. It's like, we don't want to do that. My friends and family did not sign up. I started signing people up through work. I had my oils on me. They would complain about something. I'd say, hey, try this. They loved it. They would come to a class. Okay. I wouldn't fire hose. They would come to a class. My friends and family saw that I was still building with or without them, and they came to me because I was consistent and I was still doing the things with or without them. And I'm going to say there's lots of times where I had classes where no one showed, and I would just post a picture saying, thanks everyone for coming, even though no one came. And Lisa and I drank like a whole bottle of wine and ate a lot of cheese, but no regrets. Those were some great days, right, Lisa? So yeah, do treat it like a business. Like, if people don't know you're open for business, they will go get these products from someone else. Okay. Essential oils, healthy living. This is like all the rage that is coming up. This is like the best time to be getting in this business, you guys. Like, do not think you're coming in late. This is the time where people are starting to open their mind more than ever to what we have to offer. And let me tell you, if you don't advertise that you have these products, they will sign up with someone else. They are going to get it from somewhere. It should be you. It should be you. Okay. Anything else to add to that, Lisa?
Um, yeah, on that note, this, like you say, this is the best time to join this as a business, because I think everybody needs a plan B right now. I think everybody needs to have something that's solid and another stream of income. People are looking, and when the economy goes kind of haywire, network marketing goes whoop, because you can do it from home. You can connect with people anywhere in the world. You can earn an income just from like buying products in your own store. Like, this is a no-brainer. So make sure you're having those conversations with people that you know that this is a viable option, and it is very lucrative if you put the work in, right? Okay. So I just wanted to say that. Do personal development and don't leave growth to chance. Okay, so this is huge. If you aren't doing personal growth yet, I recommend it highly. It's so important to have those tools that you're giving yourself and your mindset, because we all run into those roadblocks and things that are going to happen in your business that you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to handle this. But personal growth is going to be there for you, and it's going to grow your mindset, and it's huge. Also, get your spouse involved. Can't put that in there. And so I don't know, like, I went to, gosh, what was it, 9 or 10 different events in Vegas. And I know that sounds like fun, but it was a lot of personal growth, a lot of growing myself, and just nonstop events. And even the events that we've had as a team have really grown mindset and getting myself into uncomfortable places, like speaking events and stuff like that. Growing yourself is not just in a book, it's actually putting yourself into uncomfortable places and doing things that scare the crap out of you and getting in front of people and doing it anyways, no matter how scared you are. That's personal growth. And so as soon as you jump off that cliff, everything else seems easy, right? Now all of a sudden you can talk to like 15 people in your living room instead of just the one that you thought you could talk to before. Like, that's how I was. I literally was shaking in my boots the first time 12 people walked into Dora's place, and I was like, I can't do this, because I was so used to talking to like 2 or 3 people that were showing up to our classes, and now all of a sudden there was a lot more. So you grow into this space. I am not this is not who I was when I first started. I was so shy. So keep working on yourself and do it every single day, just like 20 minutes a day, a podcast or whatever it might be. Feed your brain all the goodness, because you're going to need it.
Oh my gosh. Yes, preach. And I will just say too, personal development is not to make you better than you are. Okay. You are freaking incredible. Personal development is to remove any stories that ever told you that you weren't. Okay. So just know that it's not because you're not already awesome, but it's, oh my gosh, I wouldn't be where I am today without taking personal development. Like, as serious as this is my full-time job. Like my business will grow as big as I grow myself. So I do not miss a day. I'm kind of addicted to it now. I got my girl from Hungry for Happiness here on the call too, because we love growth so much. But I just wanted to name that for anyone who's like, but I think I'm awesome. I don't need growth. It's like, okay, we are all awesome, but we do need the growth, which leads me beautifully into this next one. Do know you can learn new skills. You can learn new skills. Tony Robbins said people will stay at a baseline job their entire lives simply because they don't learn new skills. Simply because they don't learn new skills. We can learn new skills. Don't say, this is just who I am. Okay, don't do that to yourself. You can like change your identity as often as you want. And I recommend doing that. Like if Lisa would have said, I'm just shy and I can't talk to people, that's just who I am. We wouldn't have a shiny diamond sitting on this call leading us down this path with her torch, right? But she was like, I can grow into this person who can talk in front of people. I can learn new skills to talk in front of people. Okay. The first time I got on a stage in a panel, I wasn't even like speaking by myself. I was pouring sweat and I thought I was going to black out. Okay. This is not the same girl from 5 years ago. And I just shared some Facebook statuses in the group that prove that. So if you don't believe growth is real, go have a read at those. You can learn new skills. Confidence is a skill, you guys. Okay. Speaking in front of people is a skill. Learning how to grow a network marketing business, it's all skills that can be learned, that can be taught. You don't have to stay stuck where you are, and you don't have to identify as someone who can't have these big things in your life. You can achieve those things if you're willing to learn and grow into the person who can have all of those things. So yeah, anything to add to that, Lisa?
I like that is like such a good point. Like you can learn any skill. If I would have thought, oh my gosh, you're so right. Like if I would have thought I am so shy, I can't do this. That is what crossed my mind. I'm like, I can't sell anything. I don't know enough people. I'm too shy. All the excuses. If I would have just stopped there, nothing would have happened. But I was willing to grow and willing to move into that and learn the skills. So I think just having that openness to it being possible is just number one. Just take the first step and know that you will learn as you go. And I think that is such a beautiful thing that we have the ability to learn as we go. We don't have to know all the things before we begin. Next one is don't take no's personally and do keep following up. Pretty much everyone on this call said no to essential oils when they were first introduced, and everyone said no to the business. There might be the odd person that was like, yes, I want to do this as a business, but it is almost 100% that everyone said no. So when people say no to you, just like have some understanding. Don't be cocky about it. Like, oh, you're gonna say yes. But just understand where they're coming from. They just don't know enough yet. They don't know the value that you're offering to bring into their life, and they just need that to be around you. And what is the word I'm looking for? It's not coming, but they just need to be around you enough and just to build that trust with you that this is something that's totally amazing, and they will eventually let their walls down and speak to those walls. Because when I talk about my story, I talk about, I thought it was expensive. I thought I was too shy. I didn't know enough people. And then they're like, oh, that's totally how I feel. So relate to those people and help them bring their walls down. But don't take those no's personally. It's like, we always say, it's like offering somebody coffee or a banana or something. Just because they don't want dessert, just because they don't want the coffee right now, doesn't mean they're not coffee drinkers. They just don't feel like it right now. They're not ready yet. Or they don't want the dessert that you're offering. Like we were waitresses, me and Glow together. And so we always brought up this analogy that when you're offering someone dessert at the end of their meal, when they say no, you don't like walk away and whimper and cry in the cooler. You're like, okay, next person. And they might be ready the next time they come to the restaurant, right? So, and just honestly keep following up with people, just keep loving on them and keep those relationships strong, because eventually they're going to have a cold, or they're going to have, like their back hurts, or something's going to happen, or they may need a job, and you've got their back. So just keep being there for them. Glow.
Nailed it. Yeah. I don't cry in the cooler when someone says no to dessert. I'm not like, it's me. It's a personal rejection. And that's how we need to take building a business. I love that so much. Do have weekly classes and go to events. Okay. This is where we educate people. This is where we get plugged into the community. This is like, community is everything. Being on this call right now, you guys like feel the energy. It's so important to connect and stay in this energy. Okay. And classes, the reason why we want to have one a week, and sometimes people will say, like, I don't know about talking about the same thing once a week, but you're supposed to be saying the same thing, but to new people. So if you don't have new people, then you are missing the reaching out and making relationships and inviting piece. Okay. So there should be like, repetition is the mother of success. And we don't want to fire hose people when they ask us about Young Living. We say, hey, you should come to a class. Come learn, come listen, get into the community, have wine, right? And cheese or tea, whatever like floats your boat. And also do understand that this takes time. Success doesn't happen overnight. So do expect it takes time. Do not expect things to happen overnight. Do you have anything to add to that, Lisa?
Obviously. I just think that so often when people get started with the business and they might have, a few months where it's just not skyrocketing and they kind of just go, oh, this isn't for me. Or it's 3 years in and something goes wrong. Maybe they lose a few members or something and they freak out and go, oh my gosh, I can't do this anymore. Like, I know there's a lot of people on our team right now who've gone through, I mean, we've all gone through a hard couple of years, but there is nothing like this business. Like, oh my gosh, if you can work a day at home, like there is no hard days, literally. Like, how can that get any better? And it took 4 years to get to diamond. It takes some people longer, and that's okay. Everyone's journey is so different. But yes, like, it's consistency, it's enthusiasm, it's loving on your people and helping them grow. Because like what Glow says, like, if you help enough people win, you're automatically going to win. So yes, that is going to take time to build leaders, to build the belief in your team. But by you showing up and being the light, it's all going to happen. Like, it's mathematically impossible for it to not happen. So just stick with it. Last one we're going to end on is, do take radical responsibility for your success and don't blame your lack of success on anyone else. Okay, so you want to be the hardest working person on your team, so your team knows who to follow, what to do, that this is easy and totally doable. So taking radical responsibility just looks like all the things that we just talked about: showing up every day, having classes, inspiring people, being the light, being, just being a light and being a positive role model for your team and showing up for people.
Yes.
Don't blame your lack of success on anyone else. So not your downline, not your upline. If something isn't happening, make it happen. If you don't have a community in your area, make that community happen. I know we have Melanie Jansen who like moved up Fort St. John and she's making her community happen, right? Like, so you can do it wherever you are. Like, I made this community happen in Salmon Arm and it's trickled out to like literally every continent on the planet. So not because I know a lot of people, but because my people know people who know people who know people. So by having that consistency, it just trickles out. These products speak to everybody, every walk of life. And I just think that's so powerful that no matter where you are in the world, we can help people. And I think that's amazing. So don't blame the success or lack thereof on anybody else but you, because you are in control.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so good. And I mean, sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to hear that, but just hear me out. I've seen people get stuck where they're like, oh, if only this leg would start doing the things, if only like this builder, if only I had more of this, or da 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 da. And it's like, if that leg isn't doing the things, are you bringing new people in and starting a new leg and growing your business too? Or are you just waiting on somebody else to like build success for you? Because that waiting period, when we're waiting, is going to cause this in your business. If you're waiting on somebody else to do the work, you're going to see this. And I promise you, when you show up and you lead yourself and you do the personal development, you're showing up consistently, you're treating this like a business, you're hopping on these calls, you're going to the events, your team will do what you do. You won't even have to like tell them. They're going to be inspired by you. They're going to see you grow and they're going to want what you have. Like for me, seeing Lisa do the things, seeing Lisa, she was a silver when I got started. She was a silver, so I believed I could be a silver if I did the same steps she did. She didn't have to like tell me, I watched her. So once you start leading yourself and you take that radical responsibility, your whole business will change. Okay. When we stop pointing out and we start like looking inward. Yeah. Can we all do that? Can we take radical responsibility for our success? Yeah, because it's so possible. And I just want to say, I want to name this for anybody who has been on this journey for the last couple years with us. We've been moving over to a new website for like a little while, and it's been like, at times. Am I right? I'm gonna name it. It's been a little challenging. I'm not gonna deny that. I love Youngliving. I'm never going anywhere. I'm here for life. And I know that if I owned Youngliving and I was the one that had to like change over an entire website for like 2 billion people, like I would die. Like I could never do what they're doing. So I'm like, praise you for doing that. And we don't have to do that. What a blessing. But I had a call with one of my girls yesterday who is in the States, and she walked me through the new website and she said, oh my gosh, it's so easy to onboard, so easy to like get your subscription, da da da. And her excitement just made me like, hallelujah, you guys. This business is going to quantum leap so soon. It's like and just don't wait though. Like start right now, be excited right now, because for everybody who's hung on through like this season, you're going to see massive growth. And I hope you're as excited as I am, because it's here. Anyone else feeling the shift? Yeah, it's like, yes, it's here. Oh, thank God. So yeah, the only thing else that I would say, and I'll pass it over to Lisa when I'm done, is just do have a why. Why are you doing this? Why do you want this business to work for you, for your family, for your community? Okay. Because when we have a really strong why, when we get up every day and we're doing those little steps, they're really exciting to do because we know where we're headed. If we don't know where we're headed and we're getting up and just like doing these steps at random, we're just kind of like, why are we doing that? Like, we don't have that same excitement and enthusiasm. And people feel your passion. They feel your excitement, whether it's through a Zoom screen or not, they can feel it. So if you don't have a why, sit and think about it today. Why do you want this business to work for you? What would $20,000 a month do for you? What would $5,000 a month do for you? Heck, some people, what would $500 a month extra do for you? Yeah. Okay. So really get clear about that and know, like, have a direction that you're aiming for. It's so important. So thank you all. I'm going to pass it to Lisa. I love you. Thank you for coming on the call today and spending your Saturday with us. We appreciate you.
I love it. And that is such a good thing to end on, your why. And I know that for me, you can go through different stages of what you're looking for out of this business. But your why is just, it needs to be right in front of you, no matter what it is, no matter how big or small. I recommend making it really big. Your goals can be small. Make your why really big, and lead with that, so that you are waking up on fire, excited for the day, excited to take action, and then you will get through all the hard times, all the things that that may take you off course if you didn't have a why, because then you'd be like, oh, whatever, I'll just go to my 9 to 5. But this is going to build residual income for you so that you can step away from the things that don't speak to your heart, that don't light you on fire every day, right? Like, let's follow our hearts and lead in such a way that people just want to be a part of this. And I think it's just so amazing to be here with you guys every Saturday. So thank you for joining in. I'm so grateful for all of you. Have an amazing day.
Mwah. Bye.